Hello everyone. This is the second video about Mahabharat, which follows the earlier video of the family tree of the Kuru dynasty and other related kingdoms. You may check out the earlier video here or find the link in the description of this video. In this video, we'll look at the background of the Kurukshetra war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas and discuss the circumstances surrounding the deaths of the great warriors who fought in this war. Both Duryodhan and Yudhishthir claim to be the first in line to inherit the throne. There are multiple incidents that lead to the Kurukshetra war. Duryodhan plotted the deaths of Pandavas in the house of Lak, won the Pandavas and Draupadi through tricks in the game of dice, insulted Draupadi by trying to disrobe her, and eventually sent the Pandavas to 12 years of exile and 1 year of hiding. Pandavas completed the 13 years of exile and claimed their kingdom back, but Duryodhan insists that they were spotted before the final year's completion. So they need to repeat the cycle of 12 years in exile and 1 year in hiding. When all peace talks fail, the Kurukshetra war begins. I have retained the characters who actively participated in the war. The Kaurav army is in red and the Pandavas in blue. Lord Krishna was approached by both Duryodhan and Arjun at the same time. Arjun chose Lord Krishna even after he promised that he won't fight or raise a weapon during the war, while Duryodhan was happy to have Krishna's army, Narayani Sena, on his side. Balram chose to remain neutral because he was the teacher of both Bhim and Duryodhan. Before the battle, Arjun, noticing that the opposition army includes his own cousins and relatives, including his grand uncle Bhishma and his teacher Drona, has grave doubts about the fight. He falls into despair and refuses to fight. At this time, Krishna reminds him of his duty as a Kshatriya or a warrior to fight for the righteous cause, which is the basis of the Bhagavad Gita. Each of these warriors were so great that they could not be defeated through normal means. Though initially sticking to the righteous notions of warfare, both sides soon adopt dishonorable tactics. Almost all the main warriors who were killed during the war were killed through improper means. Bhishma was the commander of the Kauravas forces for 10 days. He fought reluctantly on the side of the Kauravas since he was bound to the protection of the throne of Hastinapur. Bhishma was one of the most powerful warriors of his time, and the war was logged in a stalemate for 10 days. Bhishma himself suggests that he won't fight a woman when Pandavas requested Bhishma to suggest a way out of this stalemate. Krishna told Arjun that they could bring down Bhishma through the help of Shikandi, who was a woman. If you remember, Shikandi from the other video was none other than the reincarnation of Amba, a lady who had vowed to bring down Bhishma's downfall. On the 10th day of battle, Shikandi accompanied Arjun on the latter's chariot, and they faced Bhishma, who did not fire weapons at Shikandi because he wouldn't fight a woman. He was then pierced by innumerable arrows by Arjun. As Bhishma fell, his whole body was held above the ground by Arjuna's arrows, which protruded from his back and through his arms and legs. Since Bhishma had a boon of choosing death when he wishes, and he had vowed to die only after securing the safety of Hastinapur, he continued to lie on the bed of arrows till the war ended. Dronacharya then became the Kaurava commander-in-chief. He planned to divert Arjuna and Krishna away so that he could capture Yudhishthir and bring the war to an end. He formed a giant discus formation or the Chakravyuh. Only Arjun and Krishna knew how to enter and break this formation. Abhimanyu, Arjun's son, had learned the art of breaking into the Chakravyuh when this was narrated to Subhadra when he was in her womb. But he did not know how to exit as Subhadra fell asleep while listening to the story. As soon as Abhimanyu entered the formation, Jayadratha blocked the other Pandavas and Abhimanyu was left alone. Inside the Chakravyuh, Abhimanyu goes on a rampage and kills many warriors. This forced many warriors from the Kauravas to attack the young Abhimanyu at the same time. Abhimanyu thus gets killed unfairly by many warriors, including Karna, Duryodhan, Ashwathama, Drona, Shakuni, Dushasan, Krupacharya. It is believed that the sport of Kabaddi originated in remembrance of Abhimanyu. You would notice the 7 defensive players forming a semicircle to entrap the lone raider, just like the Kauravas trapped Abhimanyu. Jayadratha was married to Dushala, the only sister of the 100 Kaurava brothers. Arjun blamed Jayadratha for Abhimanyu's death, since he prevented the others to enter Chakravyuh along with Abhimanyu. He vows to kill him the very next day before sunset, failing which Arjun would kill himself by jumping in a pyre of fire. Also, Jayadratha had a boon that whosoever will be responsible for his severed head to fall on the ground will have his head burst into 100 pieces. Whether Jayadratha remained alive or dead, Kauravas believed either way that would be the end of Arjun. The next day, Arjun was unable to reach Jayadratha before sunset because of Dronacharya's strategic formation of his troops. With the sun nearly set, Krishna creates an illusion of sunset. Jayadratha, who was hiding, is relieved that he was saved that day and comes out of the formation to mock Arjun. Suddenly, the sun is free from the eclipse, and Arjun shoots Jayadratha's head into the lap of Jayadratha's father far from the battlefield. When his father, horrified at having his son's head in his lap, gets up, the severed head falls to the ground, thereby blowing his father's head into 100 pieces instead. Ghatotkach, son of Bhima, caused great destruction. A fight took place between Karna and Ghatotkach. Upon seeing his efforts against the gigantic Asura turn futile, Karna invoked his celestial weapon given by Lord Indra, which he had planned to use on Arjun. Karna hurled the weapon at Ghatotkach. Mortally wounded, Ghatotkach managed to enlarge his body, crushing a large part of the Kaurava army by his weight as he fell. The Pandavas were filled with grief at Ghatotkach's death, while Krishna smiled, knowing that the only weapon he feared that would have killed Arjun was now used. Drupad was killed by his good friend Drona on the 15th day, along with King Virat. His son Drishtadyumna, who was born out of fire, for the sole purpose of killing Drona, wanted to avenge his father's death. Knowing it would be impossible to defeat an armed Drona, Krishna suggested the Pandavas a plan to disarm their teacher. His idea was that Bhima first kill an elephant named Ashwathama and then claim to Drona that he has killed Dronacharya's son, who shared the same name. After killing the elephant, Bhima loudly proclaimed that he had killed Ashwathama. Disbelieving him, Drona approached Yudhishthir, knowing of Yudhishthir's firm adherence to dharma and honesty. When Dronacharya asked for the truth, Yudhishthir confirmed to him in a cryptic manner. Drowned in grief, Drona descended from his chariot, laid down his arms, and sat in meditation. Drishtadyumna took this opportunity and beheads him in a gross violation of the rules of war. Dushasan, who had attempted to disrobe Draupadi after the game of dice, was next. Draupadi had cursed Dushasan that she would not tie her hair until she smears Dushasan's blood on them after his death. Bhim had vowed to drink Dushasan's blood after killing him to avenge the insult of Draupadi. Remembering his vow, Bhim tore open Dushasan's chest and drank his blood. Bhim washed Draupadi's hair with Dushasan's blood, thus fulfilling her vow as well. Karna is the tragic hero of Mahabharata. He was the eldest son of Kunti, thereby had the right to claim to the throne of Hastinapur. However, due to his great friendship and die-hard loyalty towards Duryodhan, he declined to be the king and fought on the Kaurav side against his brothers Pandavas. He was born with earrings and armor which made him immortal. However, he was known for charity or dana. In order to make him mortal, Lord Indra, Arjun's divine father, disguises himself as a Brahmin and asks for his earrings and armor breastplate. Karna knowingly gives his earrings and armor breastplate away. Indra, impressed, gives him a divine weapon which Karna had to use against Ghatotkacha. Arjun and Karna get engaged in a bitter fight. However, the wheel of Karna's chariot gets stuck in the ground as had been foretold. Karna steps out of his chariot and is distracted while trying to move the chariot. Arjun takes this moment to launch the fatal attack, thus killing his elder brother. After the game of dice in the Mahabharata, the youngest of the Pandava brothers, Sahadev, had taken an oath to avenge Draupadi's insult and had sworn to kill Shakuni, the mastermind of the episode. Sahadev kept his vow and killed Shakuni. With his army reduced to himself, Ashwathama, Kripa, and Kritivarma, Duryodhan goes to his mother and asks for her blessings. Gandhari asked her son to come and meet her in nude. Duryodhan agreed, but when he was on his way, Krishna stopped him and advised him not to go in nude in front of his mother. Duryodhan wrapped himself with a banana leaf. Gandhari, for the first time after blindfolding herself, removes her blindfold to wrap her son with an iron coat through her eyes with divine rays. Duryodhan's body became like the hardest diamond, except the part which was covered by the banana leaf. He then meditates in a lake, mourning the death of those who fought on his side, especially his dear friend Karna. He emerges from the lake and chooses to fight Bhim when the Pandavas find him in the lake. After a long and brutal fight and no sign of victory for Bhim, Lord Krishna indicates to Bhim to attack Duryodhan's thighs, reminding him of his promise to break Duryodhan's thighs to avenge his insult of Draupadi. Bhim attacks Duryodhan with his mace and strikes his thigh, mortally wounding Duryodhan. Duryodhan swears at Bhim for defeating him through unfair means, as striking below the waist in a mace fight is illegal. He is left mourning in pain. Duryodhan commands Ashwathama to take revenge on the Pandavas. Ashwathama charges toward the Pandav camp and finds Drishtadyumna sleeping in his tent and slays him to avenge his father's death. He then goes to the Pandav's tent and mistakes the Upapandavas for Pandavas and kills all 5 of them in their sleep. Bhishma eventually chooses to die after knowing that Pandavas had won the war and the throne of Hastinapur was in safe hands. At the end of 18-day battle, only the Pandavas, Kripa, Ashwathama, Satyaki, Kritivarma, Yuyutsu, and Krishna survive. Yudhishthir becomes the king of Hastinapur. Gandhari curses Krishna that the downfall of his clan is imminent, as he was responsible for the death of all her sons and that he could have prevented the war. The Mahabharata itself ends with the death of Lord Krishna and the subsequent end of his dynasty and ascent of the Pandava brothers to heaven. It also marks the beginning of Kali Yuga, the 4th and final age of humankind, in which the great values and noble ideas have crumbled. Thank you for watching.